Well, Stav, day 4, 2011 Dragon European Championship in Boltenhagen. We had quite a long wait for today's race, with waiting for the wind to fill in. Was the wait worth it?
Certainly, because the race officer had no choice. This morning there was a thermal wind blowing from the opposite direction to what he thought would happen today, and he was quite right to keep us in. It meant that we could have our nice lunch, and we all went out at about 2 o'clock this afternoon, and the race started at 3:30. And it was a great race because although there was no black flag, we got away on with the first start, clean start, nobody over, which is what the race officer always likes to see. And I'm delighted to be stood between these two gentlemen for 2 reasons. One, Markus Wieser here on my left is the current European champion. He's now leading overall after a superb first place today. And Ted Sawyer on my right, who's my skipper. And Ted and I have been sailing together for about 10 years, and we managed to get a 2nd place today in the race. So first of all, I'm just going to ask Markus where he felt that he made the gain to win the race.
I mean, before the start, I said to Mehdi and Sergey, we have won the Europeans a couple of times already, so either we go for 0 to 0, or we just wanted to go for a win today. Or we said if we're coming 2nd, 3rd or 4th or even worse in the Europeans, it's not important, either we win or we lose. And so we voted for the right hand side. We had a great start at the comedy boat, we tacked away to the right, and we were 3rd or 4th at the upwind mark, and we slowly could catch boat by boat, and so we could win the race. But it was quite a powerful race today because it was so close, and Teddy and Martin, they did a great job today, so they were really fast sailing upwind and downwind, so it's great to see even older guys can drive the Dragon fast. So,
you got to be careful with the older bit.
Really great job.
Well, I think the great thing today was the breeze was from the northeast. It was about 10 knots, and because it was coming from the sea, it didn't oscillate, but it still had a few subtle wind shifts. And so these wind shifts, with the Dragon class at the moment, every little bit counts. And even a 5 degree or a 10 degree wind shift makes a huge difference. And we more or less battled up the middle because we got to the windward mark. We could have been 3rd, but we dipped about 5 boats. It was that close. So we went around about 9 or 10. But we had a super run because we thought, well, we're going to follow Markus, because Markus went around about 3rd, and he doesn't make many mistakes. And so we followed him a little bit to the right, Ted, didn't we?
To the right, yes, indeed.
And how did you feel that paid for us?
I felt it was paying very well because the wind on the right was very strong, and we looked over to the left and we thought that we were gaining on those boats on the left. So we kept going down, and we were actually pointing directly for the mark. So our angle was perfect, and the wind was strong, and we kept going.
Yeah, and when we got to the gate, it's always the same. You have the luxury when you're in the top sort of 10 boats. You can decide which buoy to go around. And Markus, you took which?
Took the facing downwind, the left mark.
Okay, and what was so because you thought the right was going to pay?
Now, before the start, we made a split take with our team, so we went 10 minutes right,
yeah.
Lars went 10 minutes left,
okay.
And when we taked after 10 minutes and we crossed again, we were just 1 boat length in between.
So there was no difference?
There was no difference.
Okay.
So at the end, Lars was gaining, and at the end, at the beginning Lars was gaining on the left, but at the end we were gaining on the right. And as we have learned on the first day, the 2nd race, the breeze was coming in more from the right during the day.
Okay.
We were expecting more and more right shifts. Therefore we said, okay, let's go right.
Yeah.
And at the end the right paid off a little bit.
It's interesting you say it, because Teddy, we had this discussion.
Yes.
And you said to me that you thought the wind was going to go right. Now, why was that?
Well, because the prediction was it was going right. One prediction, and 2, the wind generally follows the sun. The sun was going right, so the odds of it going left, I thought, were low.
Correct.
Experience from the old guys. Sometimes, huh?
What's this old guys again?
So just to round up then, Ted, when did you think that we were going to be close enough to Markus to actually take the 2nd place at the end?
It was at the very end.
It was, yeah.
Because it was very close, and the German boat was coming in on and starboard tack, we were in port, and there was a very big question as to whether we could cross that boat, and it was very close, but we crossed them. And that was what
it was crucial, yeah.
And
it was crucial.
They were making every effort to make sure we couldn't cross it.
Hunting. And I would just say that I've got the greatest respect for this guy. Not only is he a great sailor, but he's a very fair sailor, and he knew he was very happy for us to be second. And so he knew he didn't want to upset us, so he tacked a little bit below the ley line, which meant we could tack afterwards in clear air. And a lot of people would have waited for us to tack and then hammered us, and that would have cost us. Anyway, so let's just round up on the overall score now. You're leading now.
Yes,
and I tell you, I wrote you off after the black flag, and then you had a not so good a second race or third race, but you've really come back strong.
Our second day was average, so we had a 12 and 14, and then we said, shit, that's gonna be really difficult for us, but
yeah,
you should never give up.
No.
It's over when it's over.
Well, yeah, Marcus, that's the sign of a champion.
Yeah, that is.
Right. You
have to fight back.
Yeah, you have to fight back.
So
until the fat lady sings, it's not over.
That's right. It's never. And so now we have one race left tomorrow. Have you heard a forecast about tomorrow?
Yeah, should be wet.
Wet. Yeah.
From the top.
Any wind?
Yeah, 10 to.
So we're going to get a race for sure.
Okay.
And I would like to have no race. A lot of rain and foggy.
Yeah.
But we will race.
Sleep in.
I mean, I've looked at the leaderboard overall, and we're now looking at about 5 points between the top 4 boats.
Yes, that's about
So I think that Teddy and I were delighted. We're lying 7th.
Okay.
Congratulations, Mr. Sawyer.
I'm delighted.
And so we're going to try and hang on in there into the top 10. But for these guys fighting for the European Championship, there's 4 now that could probably win.
Yes,
is that right? So there's yourselves.
Yes.
There is Tommy Muller.
Tom Müller.
There's Jens Christensen.
Yes, and the Swede.
And the Swede Marty Passon, who we interviewed early on in the week.
But the good thing from our point is we have won it a couple of times, but we have less pressure than the other guys.
Correct. Yeah.
There you go.
So it's 0-0.
0-0.
Well, congratulations, Marcus, and good luck for tomorrow.
Ted, for you as well.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Good luck to you.
Nice to see you sailing again. It's perfect.
Thank you very much.
Okay, folks, we'll be back tomorrow with the end of the story, and will he be European champion once again?
Maybe not. Who knows?
Thanks so much, guys. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.